What's up, guys? Welcome. Just gonna give a few minutes. We're gonna make a beat live from scratch. We're gonna make a Cash Money app type beat. If you're not familiar with him, look him up. He's amazing, just a great young producer. Thousands of views, millions of followers, and he just makes some hard-hitting hip hop beats. And I've been listening to a lot of his stuff and really just inspired by the way he thinks and he produces beats. And you might also be hearing Daisy the dog back there. She's outside for the first time in weeks because it's been raining here in SoCal. I live in Long Beach, California, so welcome wherever you may be. And so she might be barking throughout the whole thing. I also have a guy that's going to fix our dryer, so I may have to stop this stream when the doorbell rings. So we'll just do what we can. This might be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, just depending on a few things. But welcome. I want to just also tell you that if you want to buy this beat that I'm going to finish, you don't have to buy it. It's free, completely free. Whatever we come up with here, you can just go to davidtree.com/beats and you can just check that out and download this beat as a WAV file, MP3 file, or you can actually have, if you are on Ableton, then you can actually download the stems, as they call them, meaning the actual files that we come up with. So you can use them in your own producing. And second, if you actually have, maybe you are a producer yourself, or you are an artist, you are someone who raps, then if you want to jump on this beat and type in your lyrics at the bottom of this video, then please go ahead and do that so that you can, maybe we can collaborate and do something together. Okay, so enough talking. Let's get into this show, as they say. All right, let's see. So I have preloaded Serum, Omnisphere, and Lounge Lizard, which are my favorite sounds ever. I just love all three of them. And so we'll start with something here at about 120. Actually, we'll do 140. That's more of the kind of the beat that we use. Not quite that fast. Maybe 120 divided by 2 is 60. Okay, let's see, 120. Maybe 110. 120 it is. All right, so 120, it's going to be our BPM. We're going to do it in, let's see, C minor. Let's do something like that, okay? Something simple like that. Let's see here. Let's make this a little bigger. Make sure that you can see me okay. You can hear this okay? Okay. Yesterday I had a couple of problems with the audio, but I think it should be okay. So just make sure that you let me know if anything is a little off. Okay. All right, let's try that. I'm going to bring down the record button, and there we go. All right, we'll do that, quantize that. It's Control U on a Mac. I'm on a Mac on Ableton Live. If you use FL Studio, a lot of the techniques are very similar. We're going to call this, being that we're looking to someone to fix my dryer, because how about dry bones? How about dry bones, just dry bones. New folder, dry bones. And we're going to actually create that folder, and we're going to put that here in Dropbox. Dry bones, right here, dry bones. And then we're going to save the file as dry bones. And then we're going to actually write, I always like to put the key, so I think we did what? C minor, right? So C minor. Most trap beats, if you're new to trap and hip hop, are in minor keys. Now these are too fast, if you can tell. And this one's too fast too. You can tell just by how they're off just from the actual grid. We're gonna not do the double there. Yeah. There we go. Now we're gonna loop that. Control L loops it. So now, what I was learning from CASHMONEYAP, or AP, is that he does 3 melodies, sometimes even 4. But what I also learned from what he was doing is that his kick and his 808 hit hard, as the kids say. So we're going to do that. We're going to start with a really thick 808. So the way that I build 808s, I like to start from scratch always. And I just use simpler here in Ableton. So let's sample a few sounds here. Let's try that one. The way we do that is we go insert a MIDI track. Again, this is an Ableton Live. And then we double click on the WAV file and it brings it into simpler, which is an instrument. And notice this nice long tail here. That's what you want in an 808. Let's just solo this here. Now the reason why I'm playing in D actually, it's because sometimes, as I've said before, these 808 WAV files aren't in C. They might be in D, they might be in... Now this one is in C, but it's too quiet. So I'm gonna just, so this is a C here. Now this, hear this, now this is not a C. See, that's like a D, it sounds like. So we're gonna bring this down. You go to controls, bring this down, transpose. I think that's a D actually, and I think the other one was, there we go. So bring this down another 2 semitones, 5, there we go. So that's about right. So that's more like it. Now what I've noticed, as I said, is that his 808s hit super hard. So I'm gonna see if I can find something even stronger than that. We'll stay with this one. It's not just about volume, it's about just the WAV file itself. You want it to hit super hard. You want this transient here, which is the initial punch, to be super loud, or at least strong. All right. Let's just keep it really simple like that. Okay, let's try that. Let's again quantize that. See, that's where you have to now fix all these, the actual timing. You want to fix all that, make it sound as smooth as possible. Now I'm noticing that this melody is a little off here. Yeah, there it is, that one right there. There it is. Now you're noticing that it's peaking, so from the start I'm going to actually add a limiter here to the master file. so that we're not peaking, especially when it comes to the 808s. I mean, I have it at 5, so. Now, in trap, you want to add those nice eighth kind of sounds at the end, like that. Dun, dun, dun. I think a little more syncopated. I think here. Let's see. Make this a little longer. Maybe it's too soon. Let's see. Now, another thing that I don't think Cash does this, but I like to do this, is to add this these envelopes here. So, so especially when you have something like this, when it goes down, you want to add an envelope. See what that sounds like. It didn't really sound like much there. Let's see if we can bring this down even more. Hear that? Boom. That's what you want. Let's see if we move this past, so actually when it hits the note, there we go. So let's do that again here. Okay, let's see, let's try that again. Same thing here, just dip that. I think we have to dip it even lower. It doesn't really sound like much. Let's see if we can really accentuate that. Let's try it maybe here more, and maybe get a little longer. I want to really hear that. There you go. It's not making a huge difference, but it's enough. This same pattern here now because it's sounding like it needs it. So let's see here. Same as back there. I think that's it. All right. Yeah, all right. And then let's go back to that envelope. Same thing here. All right, so it's I almost want to bring this up even more. Now, another way to make the 808 sound hard is by adding saturation, which is basically distortion. Hear that? Let's bring this down to 0. Let's add the kick now. So the kick is going to make the 808 sound even fatter because they're exactly at the same time. And especially if it has that 808 sound going. It's C minor, E minor, so that's a little different, obviously. Let's try this guy. Okay, so let's try this. And bring that in. It's got a super long tail. Let's make that really nice and clean. Hear that? Wrong key, because again, this is in, doesn't say, but obviously I can tell that that's not the right key. Or is it? That doesn't sound right at all. Let's see here. What's wrong here? The 808 suddenly this sounds different. What happened? Huh. That's something I've noticed in Ableton. I think it's a glitch because suddenly that C sounding like an E or like something else. Let's see. See? Sounds like an E flat, even though it's supposed to be a C. Interesting. That's really weird. I don't think the envelope do that. No, I don't think so. I don't know if it's a glitch in Ableton, but something kind of happens there. Suddenly that's off. It's supposed to sound like that. And it sounds like... Let's see if that sounds better. Notice it went back down. Isn't that weird? It's doing funny things. Let's see. Okay, let's come up with a kick that doesn't have a note attached to it. Keep it simple. Let's try this guy here. If you notice, has like a little spring in its step. See that this wave file has a little step in it. Okay, and it says D's, so let's bring this down a semitone or 2 semitones so it actually matches. There we go. Let's try it. So, bum. Bum, bum, bum. All right. I took the metronome. There's a glitch, obviously. Did you hear that? I just took the metronome off, and now it went down again. Isn't that weird? See? Something is weird. Something is off with that. I think it's a glitch. Now it sounds like B or something low. Let's try that. I just took a couple of the filter stuff to maybe get rid of some of that variance. Let's see here. Add some kick here. Ba, ba, da, da. Dun, dun. Okay, let's try that again. So we're going to actually copy this whole thing again. Now that it's snare. Let's bring this up a bit here. That's a nice snappy one. Again, that's in D. We want to bring this down to C and put it on 3. Bring it down to D, so 2 semitones is C. Okay, so let's copy that over for these 4 bars, and then we're going to add some things here. Let's add a couple of extra snares here. just to make this bounce a little more. Let's make this. All right, now add the hats. I think we're getting somewhere. I like these, really nice. Dark, as they say, hats. I love the dark hats. Hear that? It changed again. That's something glitchy about this particular sample. Just hear that? Just on its own, it just changed. Just went down. The bass here. That's almost there. It's almost like because I added this, it changes it somehow when it matches. There it is. No reason. It just a little glitch here in Ableton. Ableton fixed it. Frustrating. Just aids here. Don't let stuff like that get to you. That's what I tell myself, although I don't like it. All right, let's do that all the way across. Okay, here we go. Let's do the whole thing. There we go, that sounds like something. Sounding pretty good, huh? I'm not crazy about the 808, but I think we'll live with it. We'll live with it. We'll live with it. We'll live with it. Just want to check something else there. Okay. All right, good. So now let's clean up a little bit of this particular melody here to make it a little less bassy. So let's add some EQ here. Let's see. We want here mostly which is the mids and the highs. And that's one easy way to add volume or gain is to just simply go up here. See the gain at the left there is going up. It's a quick way to add some volume to yours. To get rid of the how the 808 is getting in the way is adding a compressor and a side chain with the kick. So right here, I think right there, the kick. So watch how that's going to help the 808 not get in the way. Same thing, let's add a compressor and sidechain that to the kick. Kick's right there. Let's see. Hear that ducking? That's what you want. That sounds really good, actually. So I have Serum here. Let's see. That's it. Let's do that. Let's put that in. One more time. One more time. One more time. We might want to bring that down lower. Yeah. And then again, EQ that. Here, what do you want here? You always have to ask yourself, what do you want to hear? You want the lows and the mids here in this one. That's what I would do. It's kind of where the pretty part. I always ask myself, what's the pretty part of this particular sound? What sounds pretty? And then try to also eliminate too many frequencies being in the same place. Yeah, that sounds nice. Hear that? Now let's add some compressor. And again, sidechain. I'm going to actually, let me just label these here from the start. One, we're going to put this, I don't know, pad. This is going to be our lead. Two is kind of more our melody, I guess. And then this is our 808. 4, 808, our bass. This is our kick, right? I believe this is our kick. Let's see here. Yeah, that's our kick. So that's number 5, kick. You know, I wish that Ableton had better colors than all these pastels. I can't stand these pastels. 6, I think this is our snare. This is our hat. 7, hat. We're going to probably have a second set of hats, but for now, okay. So now we're going to sidechain this compressor to the kick. Again, to duck it. The idea is to duck the pad here. So it's too much. If it's 0, it doesn't do much. If it's in the middle, you want to do it somewhere in the middle so it doesn't take away from the actual sound. Here we go. Let's add a little bit of reverb to this. Did it load it? There it goes. Yeah. Maybe to the melody as well. Maybe too much. Maybe just reverb, straight up reverb. Let's add a third melody. Let's see here. Let's see here. Bring it down. Let's put it in. That's it. Lower? I think so. Higher? Middle. I've said this before. If you're going to do 3 melodies, you want to think about low, mid, and high. So you don't want all the melodies to either be the same, meaning the same exact melody. You want them to be like counter melodies to talk to each other, as Sadowig taught me. You want to have one melody talk to the other, and then that second one to talk to the first one, and back and forth. That's a Mozart or really Bach kind of counter melody technique. And then after that, you want to also make sure that the frequencies aren't all in the same place. You want to have one be at the bottom, middle, and low. So here you have this one. Yeah, let's see what that sounds like. Yeah, see how that helped a lot? Yeah. Same thing, compress, EQ here, same thing. Let's bring that down a bit. EQ this. Again, what's the pretty part? That middle. Not a lot of highs. You don't need that because this is more the middle melody. So you want that mid part to really come out. Let's add a little bit of the compressor at the end, right between, put it before the reverb. Sidechain to the kick. Let's see here. What do we do? I want to check the ratio where it sounds the best. That's not enough. Yeah, I like that. Duck's just enough. More duck. Yeah. It's a little too loud here. Add a little ping pong to this, little delay. Little delay, there it is. Let's see what that does. Maybe bring down this. You don't want it to, you don't want to lose it. I think we lost it, huh? Never mind. Maybe here on this one, let's see if we can bring it to this guy here. Could work also on the lizard. I like it on both. Let's see. Too much. Get rid of here. Way down. Let's see, what's the first one here that you hear? The top one, right? This one. Okay. So I'm going to bring this way down. Start with this one. Notice that I like my melodies loud, which I think goes back to just how I hear music. I hear melodies, but obviously I think with hip hop, it's all about the beat. So you want to bring down the melody. So instead of like bringing up all your snares and kicks and 808s, what I recommend is that, and this is just talking to myself here, is that you bring down the melodies, and that will make the drums pop. It's like Travis says, I saw this interview. He's like, they asked him, what is the key to your success or to your music? He's like, drums. Have you seen that? So true. Sounds way better, huh? Yeah. Yeah, it's more the sound. Do something with these hats. Second, let's see here. Same thing here. Same idea. Right there. There's too many. 3 is usually triplets, obviously. And then you want to make sure that it still pops on the other side. Let's add it twice here. Little crickets, as I call them. Let's get rid of all this here. And then let's do this here and duplicate that and move it over. Let's see what that sounds like. You want to do here another one. Make sure that you still got it. Let's see. I'm not sure if that's going to work. I wanted to be so almost. Let's see. Almost. I think that's it. There we go. And then you want to add one more here on the downbeat on 3. Is it a lead? Let's see here. What do I have here? I normally want to call, let's call 3 more the melody. You always want to call the lead what's the highest, what people will walk away with. So this is more like the melody or the chords. And this is more the lead, which is like da 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 da. And then you want to keep that here. Oops. Let's see, you want to do that over here as we're arranging now. And oh yeah, unsolo it. That would help. Let's arrange now. Let's cook, as the guys say. Let's cook. Pat Riot, gotta follow him. He's awesome. In FL. You don't have to be as careful with all this stuff here. I feel like in Ableton, you have to be so precise to try to get all the right stuff. See how like it just goes back and forth. In FL, you can just go like this, and it's a lot easier. So Ableton, get your act together when it comes to this part. I'm a big Ableton fan, so. But there are some things that need to be fixed. That's one of them. Now, a thing that I need to be doing here is copying this more than just once over because I'm doing this too many times. Waste some time. So again, let's duplicate this more than just once or twice. 4 times. Normally you want to do at least 4, 8, 12, at least 16 bars per se. So you have plenty of room to arrange. Pat Ryan. Isn't that weird? I think I want to get rid of this. Just leave that alone. Maybe, yeah, I think that's fine. Now let's bring the 808 back in, back to the drop. How long has that been? 43 minutes? Takes about an hour. There's nowhere where it's getting that note from. Nowhere. There's nothing there, and yet it's going on to the next bar for some reason. Where's it getting that from? I like it, but it's not written in. It's the envelope. Must be the envelope. Let's get rid of the envelope on this last one, being that it's causing us some troubles. There we go. It's because also I have it on a one shot versus classic. Classic, it stops when you stop playing. One shot, it keeps going. There we go. Okay. So it wasn't the envelope, but okay, that's fine. Now it's the wrong note. There we go. It's a problem with the envelope. Now we can add this back in, because now it sounds like it's missing something. Yeah. I think I want to automate this, yeah. I want it to increase in volume to add a little bit of tension there, and then back down to where it was, 12 or so. All right, not quite that low. It's gonna get louder. And that's how you automate. You can automate volume, filters, anything you want, reverb on and off. Now I have this mastering plugin, which I like to use at the very end called, I think it's called Ozonate. Is that what it is? Let's throw it in there into the master and watch what happens. Let's see if it works. Okay, and the presets, all-purpose mastering, general. Watch this here. Hear that? Bring down 808, it's so nice and hot. That's it. All right. At davidtrigg.com/beats. This one's called Dry Bones in C minor. You can just go to that page right there, davidtrigg.com/beats, and it's all for free. The WAV file, the MP3, which is a smaller file, and then the actual stems, as they call them, which is the same thing that you saw on the screen there, all the different files. I think it only works though if you're on Ableton Live. I know it's an expensive program. I had to pay for it monthly because it is pretty expensive. It's like $800 for this version. The light one though is free. So if you want to get Ableton Live Lite, you can use it. You can download that. I would encourage you to use Ableton. I mean, FL Studio is, I think, only $200. Some things I like about FL Studio, I've actually never used it. I just watch all these guys that use FL. I like it more than Logic. Logic is too garage bandy for me, which I don't really like. So if I was to pick, I would probably choose FL Studio. It seems like it's the cheapest and it's still really good. Or if you can't afford it, then I would go to Ableton Live. And if you can do the light version on second and third, just the process of saving up your money and being able to download and get all the right stuff that you need. And then, yeah, so download this beat for free. Go there to the website, davidtrigg.com/beats. And if you want to jump on this beat, meaning do some rap and some sing your own lyrics, you can type the lyrics below at the bottom of this video. Or you can also just email me, trig@davidtrigg.com. Email me your beat. Maybe you have a melody, a sample. As I've said before, I use samples from records, from a free website where you can download free samples, or I'd love to use yours. And so you can email me. I'm not on any of the platforms, so I don't read any of my, I mean, except on YouTube. So you can leave me your sample there on YouTube, or you can just email me. That's the best way, trig@davidtrigg.com. Email me your sample. Make sure that it is your own. Don't send me anything that is borrowed or online. If it's yours or your friends, and I would love to use it and give you a shout out on my next beat. But that's all I've got. Thank you guys. And just let me give you the outro here. And thank you so much. And make sure that you hit that subscribe button, click on the bell. Make sure that you comment, leave me a comment, and like this video. Thanks so much. I will see you next time.